We at Here and Now like to think our program inspires a lot of conversation. But now we've also sparked an idea for a documentary. Back in March, we interviewed Kimberly Valstar, who is co-founder of the Halton Paranormal Group. And she told us about the ghosts that she claims are haunting Milton Town Hall. Well, hearing that conversation intrigued my next guest so much that he decided to make Kimberly Valstar and her partner subjects in his first documentary. Filmmaker Sean Cisterna has been spending his days pitching the idea at the Hot Docs Film Festival, and he's here now, taking a little time out to share the details with us. Welcome to you, Sean.
Thank you, Laura.
So, what's going on with your film? I understand you have financing.
So we've been pitching the project all week at Hot Docs, and it's been quite the experience. I mean, we all meet at the University of Toronto at Victoria University, and there's this big hall where all the international broadcasters and salespeople from around the world who buy documentaries are, and it's our job to go convince them in very little time that this documentary or our ideas are relevant and exciting.
Okay, we'll get to more of that process in just a moment. But I'm curious to know, what was it about the interview that you heard on Here and Now that kind of sparked that aha moment?
Sure. I think it was the fact that, the paranormal community, I guess, is very male-dominated, and to hear these women, these bizarre, eccentric, obsessive women who yearn for photographic proof of poltergeists that was the intriguing aspect of the story that I wanted to capture.
So once you met Kimberly and her partner, what convinced you then that was going to be a documentary? When
I first met them, I mean, the fighting and bickering amongst the group was the fun part to see. I mean,
really?
Yeah,
Tell us about
they're
that.
very professional when they're out doing their investigations, but their relationship when the investigations aren't taking place is fun to witness. There's they were just fighting out in the green room there about why didn't Kimberly wear her shirt to take pictures in the CBC, and it was just a lot of fun. They're back and forth sort of fighting, and it's all in good fun. But it's
so is it kind of like Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray?
It's definitely a comedic relationship between all three, even though they're very serious about what they do. It's they're fun personalities and very eccentric.
So what did they think about your idea?
I think they were, I guess, shocked at first as to why a camera crew would want to follow them around, maybe a bit skeptical. But as, going through the last couple of months and meeting with them, I think they see themselves as characters and subjects that are, that validate a 90-minute profile on themselves.
How are you going to go about filming this movie?
Yeah, well, what's tough about a documentary is that you pitch a general sort of idea and hope that all the scenes sort of happen as you envision them, or there's dramatic conflict along the way. So the ladies have a schedule throughout the summer of these different haunted places that they're going to investigate, and it's up to our documentary crew to follow and profile them and hope we get some gold along the way.
How concerned are you that you are going to encounter a real ghost?
That's the fun part, I think. Yeah, we've rented these high definition night vision cameras, and just we're obviously hoping that that's the gold that we're going to find at the end of the rainbow.
Because I remember when I talked to Kimberly, she said that she heard something, and there were only the two of them in the room.
Yes, these ladies find stuff every investigation that they go on, and to hear children whisper when there's no kids in the room, sort of thing, it's bizarre and spine tingling at the same time.
Have you heard some of this stuff?
I do. They share stuff that's on their computer systems at their offices, and to hear unexplainable things and see doors open and close without any strings attached is hard to deny that something is out there.
How interested were you in the paranormal before this whole idea came up?
I mean, not very. I watched the X-Files, that sort of thing, but it's more a chronicle of these characters that we want to profile. It's not necessarily the paranormal. I guess it's more of a backdrop. The paranormal is more of a backdrop to these fun characters that we follow along the way.
Okay, so you're not going in with any preconceived notions Are you going to be disappointed if you don't find any paranormal activity?
No, I think, well, the number one thing that all these international broadcasters and salespeople were looking for is character. So as long as you have a strong character with a story arc kind of thing, then that's the main thing they're looking for. So conflict happens and doesn't happen, and it's up to the character to define the overall flow of the movie.
And as you said, they're funny, so that's a bonus. Tell me about this whole process at Hot Docs, because I think most people don't have any idea what goes on. We just think, oh, there are beautiful documentaries on the screen, we go and see them, and then we go home. But what happens for filmmakers?
For filmmakers, even though there's movies going on all week, it's more of an opportunity to meet with this, I'm wearing this little
you're wearing your tag,
badge.
yeah.
So this allows us to get access to this one specific room where all the broadcasters and salespeople from around the world are gathered, within a week span. And you get 10 to 15 minutes to pitch them your idea. And if you can't do it in that amount of time, a little bell rings. And, they're very organized and structured in the sense that if you don't convey your idea in a very short period of time, they boot you out.
Sounds like speed dating.
It is. Very much like speed dating.
So you've made a feature film called Moon Point. Besides not having to deal with actors, how different will it be for you to make a documentary?
Oh, I'm nervous in the sense that I've always been used to working with a script. So there's 90 pages that I know that I'm going to film, but in this case, it's sort of there's nothing there. I mean, you have to follow these subjects around and film ad nauseum and hope that within that 90 hours or 100 hours of footage, you can construct a story.
Well, let's hope you can do it.
Thank you.
It sounds very exciting. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And we're so glad we could have provided an idea for you. We'll be looking for our cut once the movie comes out.
Sounds good.
Just
Premiere
kidding.
here.
Just kidding. Sean Cisterna is a filmmaker. He's been at Hot Docs Film Festival all this week. Production of his documentary about paranormal investigators from Halton begins